morning to all of you. A very, very pleasant morning indeed. Today, we have been endowed with the opportunity to have three stalwarts with us who have been acknowledged in their respective industries. So, on behalf of Jaipuria Institute of Management, I, Sanidhi Sachdeva, welcome you all to the virtual platform. So, we have with us today the author of the book On Point Narendra Modi Upfront and Personal with a Common Man, Mr. Sultan Alimuddin. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, a brief profile of his. He's a BTech in petroleum engineering, having graduated from Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, situated in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, in 2012. After passing out, he has worked on offshore to onshore hostile locations while drilling for oil and gas, and then moved over to technical and operational role in diverse challenging locations in Southeast Asia. Mr. Sultan has also been involved in various NGOs in his hometown after passing out from the college. Post publication of his book, he plans to open his own NGO and work towards education and other social causes of Indian rural domain. For Sultan, this book is all about demystifying one of the most powerful person on the earth, inspire learnings, and then raising ambitions and dreams of young Indians. Welcome, Mr. Sultan. Indeed, an opportunity to have you. Thank you so much for being with us for the day.
Thank you. Thanks.
Now, let me welcome Ms. Kosha Shah. She is an eloquent, magical, sly, vigilant writer, along with an ardent reader. She has done her schooling from St. Anne's High School, Jamnagar, Bachelor of Commerce from GHG, Gosrani Commerce College, Jamnagar, and then MBA from JVIMS College. But a scribbler at heart, she was with content writing, advertising, and corporate communication, delivering presentation at various renowned companies at the start of her career like Niho Infrastructure, Adnani Real Estate. She has spoken at various book festivals, open mic at colleges and universities, at literary societies, book clubs, literature festivals, civic and business organization, and for public libraries across the country. She has launched her debut book, Chaos Theos Cosmos, published by renowned publication house Bloomsbury Private Limited. Her debut book received Literary Award for Best Book featured on World Book Day 2020. Elated to have you, Ms. Kosha. A very warm welcome from Jaipuria Institute of Management.
Thank you so much. Indeed, it's pleasure to be here with you all.
Great. Okay. Let me also take the opportunity to welcome Mr. Harpreet Makkar, experienced director with a demonstrated history of working in the publishing industry, skilled in strategic planning, editing, and public speaking, strong professional with Bachelor of Technology focused in automotive mechanics technology, technician from Punjab Technical University. He is the author of best-selling book, The Justified Sin. Welcome, Mr. Makkar. We are elated to have you today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So over to Ms. Kosha now, the moderator for the session. Ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Warm wishes. MBA, the best part, management students, the best phase, the best days to learn your theories, to explore new things, and to get ready for the future with lots of memories of the college days. Being an MBA myself, I knew how this sessions and what are these days for. So I heartily welcome you all, and we indeed want this session to be an interactive session or have conversations. Please ask your queries. We'll be talking about the management lessons, what kind of lessons or what we learn from the person who is a synonym of politics. That is Mr. Narendra Modi with Mr. Sultan and Mr. Harpreet Makkar, of course, who are themselves big personalities in their own field. So it is rightly said that we cannot prepare youth for a future for our youth, but definitely we can prepare our youth for the future. So on that note, I, Kosha, would like to start the session with first question to Sultan, that as a debut author, tell us what is uncommon in your book from the other similar titles written by other authors.
Good morning and hi to everyone present here and all to the young minds. So first of all, uncommon things. There are many uncommon things, but first of all, I would like to say that it's written by a common person like me. Okay, I'm also like you all. I passed out in 2012, so I have got no literature background, and I've got no journalistic background. I'm a pure BTech petroleum engineer. So this is the first uncommon thing that I can tell you. Second thing is that I feel from is that it's you can explore the untold aspect of our honorable PM through this book, which many would like to know about him. I wrote this book in such a way so that all the young minds like us, we can know about him and inculcate those habits in us as we all go ahead in our life and aim to become someone like him or reach the pinnacle that he has achieved. And other things is that it's a pure account of what happened before I went to Gujarat, what happened when I went there for my engineering, and then things that has happened and post my engineering days as I went to the my job. So these are basically uncommon things that I can see.
Okay,
Kosha.
and your take on our honorable PM as a common man, and how does he teach us to remain grounded when you're at peak of your success? You know, one of the management lessons is how do you perceive or how do you accept your success? So your take on it.
When I was interacting with Honorable PM when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, I found him quite grounded. Okay, I was 20 years old when I went to him to meet in Gujarat. Okay, so the way he went ahead and he tried to make me comfortable in his cabin. Okay, you all can understand, like if you are 20 years old and you go to meet such a high person, then what will happen? So second thing that I feel is that I've written many things what I felt while I was in the convoy with him in Gujarat and everything. Another thing that I would like to bring as how you need to be grounded and how you need to be in your approach towards life. He was banned for a US visa in 2005 or 6. I don't remember exact time. I don't. And in 2010, as per WikiLeaks, the review came that even the same country has told that he is incorruptible. And I was with him at that time when that news splashed in the market and all the news channel came to him. I
All
found him quite dignified. I found him quite calm. I found him quite very strong in his approach while he was talking to media. He never felt that he was vindictive or he was never aggressive. So even if you win, if it takes hardship in your life, ultimately truth will definitely come out. And at that time, be grounded, be very common, so that things will definitely move ahead in life. So these are some of the examples. There are more in the book as you will explore ahead. Yeah.
Harpreet sir, your take on him as how he teaches us to remain grounded when he is at peak or when he is considered as one of the powerful person in the world.
See, again, as Sultan said, the success, of a man comes from the way he talks to the media or to the people, to the normal people, and
Correct.
as we have seen, as we have read from the book, I'm not sure how many of people around us have read this book, but, I have read this book. So as he have narrated the whole of the things, this whole sequences, the whole experience, how he just managed to get all those meetings, the discussions, the information from him, and how calmly, how normally he discuss all these things with Sultan. So that's the way, that's the way a person should be, irrespective of the position he's at. And
Correct.
we have seen him, we have seen him at the many of the locations, many of the positions, rallies, whatever things he do. And he's always calm, he's always composed, never reacting to the media, never reacting to the people speaking, who speak against him. And we have seen in the past, such many such words are used for a person, you know the
Correct.
way they shouldn't be addressed to a prime minister. but he
Correct.
never reacted to those words. So, such calm, such normal a person should be, the grounded should be. That's a way to react to the things that go against you.
Yeah. So he grasps his criticism and learns to move ahead of it. That's what you want to say. He can grasp
Yes,
his criticism.
for sure. I am not sure. I haven't met him, so Sultan will be, he's in a better position to share with us. But
Yeah.
he met him. He was with him when such things came in the market on the in the media.
Yeah.
So he will be able to share us in a better way than how he reacted to it. But yes,
Yes.
whatever we have seen of him, he never reacts. Especially of
Yes.
the criticism, he never reacts.
Yeah, so my next question will be to Sultan that how many times did you encounter with him personally, and how did it help you to write the book, or like what kind of research went behind this book, and how long did you take to complete the book?
Okay, so this is a long
I guess we lost him.
it
Yes.
was all it was almost a decade that this book took to make it current shape. And for the first time, I met him in 2010. And after in meeting for 45 minutes, he told me one thing: that
Yeah,
read, research, and then try to make an opinion about me. And after that, I read almost 5 to 6 books of him, various press articles that were sent by him to me, to a common second year, third year engineering student. So those research over the period of time, lot of more activities that has happened, those things all communicated, and the book took almost a decade to make. And that's it. And I've met him total 6 times till now. And I have interacted with him on various emails and phone calls, but in personal meetings, total 6 times. Yeah.
so what was the one thing that you learned related to management, as we are addressing management students over here, when you met him for the sixth times that you say?
See, I would say that the world is ever changing. Okay. The
Yeah,
one thing that I've learned from him is how he manages to change according to the situations. Like, he must be 70 years or 65 years when I met him. Right now he's 70 years, but when I met him, he was almost 60 years. The way he grabs the social media activities, the way he started, modifying things, how he modified the election activities. So he went with the things that were flowing. So as a
yeah,
management student, we all are student of management. We all are managing our life. We all are
we are.
studying. Yeah. So this is the first thing that I've learned from him: how to adapt to changes that I can see. The second thing
Correct.
is how to carry yourself, like how to make yourself, how to carry your personality. Like when I went with him to on convoy to election rallies, I saw his personalities. It was very strong. He passed on a very strong message, like how he is and how he will lead the country. The message, your message as a young people, to wherever you are working, you should be able to pass on a very strong message, your thought process, very clear thought process is what I've learned from it. These are basic things. Rest are all I have written on the book so that you can
Right.
explore many things as you all learn ahead.
Okay, planning. As you said, we all manage our lives. We do plan things, right? Planning, which is a crucial part of any management system, anything you manage. So, what went into planning before and writing this book?
Um, I would say first thing that went was self-belief. Always have self-belief that you can do anything that you dream of, or you
Yeah.
can do anything that you want to. Second thing I can say is that have patience. Like I must have written every chapter one time, two time, three time, again deleted, again re-edited. Have patience. Third thing, success don't come easy. So be very, very grounded, down to earth, and and very focused on your approach. Like I wanted to bring out a book, but I never wanted to bring out a book like there are so many books on Ms. Honorable PM, but I wanted
Yes,
to bring something different that can be remembered in days to come. So these were
correct.
2 to 3 things that I learned, and I wanted to pass on to you all. Yeah.
And Harpreet sir, as a publisher, what did you plan and research for publishing this book? Because there are too many titles from this book on this book,
See,
same title.
it's never easy when you publish a book with a name Narendra Modi on its cover. Okay, it's never easy. So there's a lot of research, there's a lot of content evaluation, there's a lot of things that needs to be verified. So it's never easy. Okay, so it's not always only about Narendra Modi or anyone in particular, but yes, the position, the position he's at. So it's
Yes.
never simple or never easy to do such a thing. You need to verify every single statement. You need to verify every single fact, be it his author's personal experience or from the normal life of a prime minister or a chief minister. So you
Correct.
need to verify all these things, uh, keeping in mind that we do not change whatever author wants to write or wants to express.
Yes.
We cannot change his writing style, we cannot
Yes.
change something he wants to express. So considering all these points, it's very difficult and it's equally important, so that we don't present anything wrong or present anything that may considered wrong from anyone's perspective.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's difficult for any great personality you write a book on, be it Narendra Modi or anyone else, but the facts should be verified as well as the author's emotions or author's words should not be author's thoughts rather. Words can be changed, but thoughts cannot be and should not be changed. Okay, Mr. Sultan, people think that writing is is not very lucrative industry in terms of income, as well as writing is the only thing that if you keep on writing you will earn the name, people will recognize you. But as an author I say that writing is just a part of the entire process. Okay, how do you plan to market this book, which is equally important as writing?
See, as I can feel is that marketing is a management process, that
Yes,
satisfies customer requirement with profitability, of course.
of
So
course.
marketing is definitely an essential process, and we started with reaching out to people. The first thing that we did was a good book launching. It has to be a very good. So I reached out, and again, as I was in my home state, so I reached out to Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. So he
Correct.
launched the book himself. Okay, and again he was very cordial in launching and everything. And then we reached out to different fan club, different book clubs, and and as we go ahead, we want to bring out the positivity, and we want to bring out the what the book is basically written about. The book is not a political propaganda or something like that. It's just about learning from the man himself and make yourself something so that you can achieve something in life. So our plan is basically to go ahead step by step to make people aware. Since I'm a debut author, our publisher is also helping. Mr. Harpreet is also helping and guiding me and everybody. So I'm looking ahead for a more team-based approach with Mr. Makkar. Yeah.
So I guess Harpreet sir will be better to answer that, sir. As a publisher, how do you plan your resources to market and promote this book?
See, if we talk about this book in particular, okay,
Yeah, this is.
it's slightly different. People may take it in a offensive way, or some people may not like it how we promote it, and some people may call it political propaganda. So, but
Yeah.
as the author himself said, Sultan said, it's not okay. We just want to pass on a message that how personal or how common an author is and how common a PM is.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the message. He's always
Okay.
reachable. We can reach him anytime. As a chief minister, as a prime minister, it's easy to reach him. Okay, so that's the first message. Okay, he's as human, as grounded as he should be. Okay, and talking about marketing. Okay, marketing is essential. Okay, so passing on the message, keeping wrong things away, negative negative vibes away. That's you know main target for now. But yes, things have changed since lockdown, after this March. Okay,
Yeah.
things have changed. we are not able to promote the way we were promoting earlier. You know, traveling, having offline events, visiting bookstores, sessions, all those things are not possible as of now.
No.
Okay, so we are much focused on online platforms like social media. We have social media, we have book clubs, we have such lovely institutes who who are allowing us to have these sessions with their students.
Yeah.
So you know things have changed, like they are more dependable on of online things as of now. So covering as many things as we have, as we can. And it's like traveling to different places, coming to this institute, or coming to a book club, or going to a bookstore. So it's like traveling, though we are sitting at our home comfortably, but yes, it's like traveling. For me, it's like traveling only, to traveling to different bookstores, doing all those events and sharing your views. It's like traveling only. I enjoy that a lot. And yes,
Yeah, it is.
that's for now, that's the option, that's available to us.
And available, plus you can travel at the same point of time to various different places. People from various
Very
different
true,
places
very true.
can.
Who cannot join us at a single place.
Yeah.
This is not I won't call it a disadvantage, but it's an advantage. Okay, so people from across the globe can join us. Can
Yes.
share their views, can talk to us, can ask their queries, the questions. So
Yeah.
we are reachable to the whole world.
Yeah. Okay, another thing with networking. Networking is strength of our honorable PM. Uh, he has story packed with every incident that he narrates, be it individual, be it of India, be it foreign acquaintance, anything. Okay, so tell us any such incidences which eventually proves that networking is the biggest advantage. This question I would like to ask to both of you. Anyone, both of you narrate any incident which proves ultimately that networking is the huge part of management.
Okay, I will give you, I will be very short in this answer.
Yeah.
See how networking can help. Okay, I met him for the first time. He reached out to a second year BTech student, and in the second meeting, I asked his permission to write a book. So this is how networking happens.
Correct.
So in 2 to 3 minutes, he approved. Okay, you can write whatever you want to write about me. Blah blah blah. So this is how it starts. A small thing starts through such basic networks, and eventually, though it took time, but after a decade, a whole book has come up, a series has come up, and definitely we will definitely go ahead with the second book, maybe third book as things go around and around. So I would say that everything starts with a small network, and I met Mr. Makkar also in a very what you say. I never met him in person. It's all about networking. So
Network.
this is how things happen, and this is how things will happen in future also. So be
Correct.
positive. Go ahead with your networking skills, and Mr. Makkar can add on it. Yeah.
See, biggest example, we have in front of us, at the session we are doing, the platform that's available to us, it's networking. We all are connected through a network. So we
Correct.
can see how helpful and how resourceful this networking is. And secondly, networking is not only through people, it's through mediums. Okay, social media is a network. Okay, the whole thing is a network. So we connect through it. As Sultan said, we never met in person, we connected through social media, through emails, through calls. But yes, that networking proves to be helpful, and we can connect to different people, to different places, and how easy it is, to speak to such a long audience, presenting our views. So that's networking, how helpful it is. That was never
Correct.
the option, that was never the thing available to us when we were visiting bookstores or visiting places.
Correct. Okay, Harpreet sir, converting every adversity in opportunity is another important lesson which management teaches. Correct. And our PM, Honorable PM, implements it very effectively. So,
True.
how true it is for you in this pandemic times in terms of publishing and promoting the book?
uh, I will say the same thing again. This anything, anything that comes to us, made good or bad. This initially, this COVID thing was so terrible. Things have
Yeah.
slightly, they have settled right now, but still, it's bad in some
Yes.
part of the country or some part of the world. Things are bad.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but still, taking it as an advantage. We have explored some certain things, explored certain things that were never we were never they were in front of us, but we never use those things, like interacting through social media, doing virtual book launches,
Correct.
promoting books through online things. These things were always available, but never they were never uh, touched. So this is the best thing I can say. We have explored from this lockdown or from this COVID area. And after that, we have seen our prime minister doing such things. He's exploring these things from a long time. Not only through this
Yes.
COVID or lockdown, but even before that, we have seen him.
Yes.
Even when he
Yes.
travels. I have read him, or I have read certain articles and reports. When he travels, he never. He always tries, that the night journeys are covered. While he's traveling, he never wants to just in a hotel or at certain place abroad. Outside the country, he always makes the journeys. So you planned it accordingly that the night things are covered in just traveling to different places. And these the planning, the resources, the utilizing the proper resources available to you, and converting these odd things into your advantage, turning these things into onto your side. So that's planning, that's management. uh, I think most of the students must agree to me. That's what management teaches you, to convert
Yes.
everything into your side.
Into your side. Correct. All right. Like this. How did you manage people and resources during this COVID time? I mean, our PM's way is to give authority along with responsibility, yet to control actions, yet to have certain level of control over the actions of the people, over his delegates, over his second in line. So, how it is with you in your publishing house?
Uh, it was difficult, to be honest. It was never easy. When
Yeah.
we started in March, the lockdown started 23rd March. After that, it wasn't easy. It was a new thing for us. We never
Hmm.
experienced such a thing, be it lockdown or be it COVID. Okay,
Hmm.
COVID was something that was not in our hands, but lockdown, managing resources from home, traveling, going outside, that was not an option. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
managing things, and most importantly, managing your resources, your
Yeah.
employees, and keeping in mind that you were short of finances. Work was almost shut, but again,
Yes.
you cannot lose your important resources. And in simple words, without salaries, no one wants to work. In simple words,
That's
and
yeah.
and very honestly, there was no work, there was no finances. Even every like everybody else, I am also working. I am also an employee of my own publishing house. So
Yes.
managing all those things were difficult, but
Hmm.
yet the support I got from my people, I got from my resources, it was commendable. How they adopted, how they manage whatever we could give them, whatever we could give them, the time, the work, the money, the salaries, part of salaries. Okay, I won't say that but it was the whole thing, but yes, whatever portion we gave them, they manage, and they were uh, I would like to congratulate everybody on my team. I feel proud to say that no one left me. No one was not even for a single day. No one left me for work or for
One.
anything else.
Yeah. So that's the way you manage your people, your resources.
Also, I would like to add one more point. Though I was not sure if I should share this, but still I would like to share. There was a time if I remember correctly, it was April or May. Okay, fourth or fifth month of this year. So things were really bad. Second month of the lockdown, it was really bad. So nothing was available to us, no work was there, and there was a point of time when employers, the resources were demanding money, and we couldn't provide them. So there was a point of time when our monthly statements were shown to them. Yes, this much is available. Whatever you think is right, you can take it.
Okay.
But
So
yes, we managed.
Yeah, so your way is also to give authority along with responsibility, but yet make them comfortable and make them feel that this
Very
is
true.
their own
Authority,
place.
every resource needs an authority. Okay, without
Of course.
authority or without the power, as we call it, no one,
Yeah,
will, no one will, they will not innovate. If you need something different, you need people to innovate. You need to give them authority.
freedom.
That's
Yes.
how they will explore things they are not supposed to do.
Yeah.
If you keep people, doing things only they are supposed to do, you will not get anything different, or you will not get anything new. To
Yeah.
get different
Perfect.
things, to get better things, you need to give people the authority so that they can explore some things they are not supposed to do. They need to, you have to give them time and authority to explore everything.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. Of course, freedom is necessary for any person to work wonders. Imagination grows there. Okay, Mr. Sultan, being in limelight along with quality of your work is equally important. Your take on you being in limelight along with your quality of your words through your book.
Yes, being in limelight is definitely will helpful, but in the longer run, I believe the quality of work is what will take you forward, because people will not remember like how long you are as a person, but they will remember the work that you have done.
Correct.
I would say, for example, any you can take any movie or any long work like Harry Potter. Okay, the J.K. Rowling, how she started. Her book was rejected by approx 2 dozen publishers, and now she's the first billionaire author. So yes, when she got the limelight, it helped to propel the Harry Potter series. But in the start, definitely it's the work that matters for you and people how react to you. So I believe
Yeah.
that your work will definitely
Correct.
take you much more higher.
And as you're saying about your book, it's about your encounters, personal encounters with RPM. So, for which age group do you recommend this book?
I would recommend it to everybody who is trying to achieve something in life. And we are living in such an age that anything is possible. If Mark Zuckerberg can be a billionaire before age of 30, then I believe right from a teenage guys to anyone in to over 60s or 70s can read the book and learn the mindset of our honorable PM and how he grew in such a way that he reached the pinnacle of our Indian political system. So I would prefer
So,
it to everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you prove that age is just the numbers. Yeah.
Yes, age is definitely a number. Yeah.
Okay. Harpreet sir, we all
Ma'am,
know the
sorry for
fact that
interrupting. Can I have a question?
Rajesh, we can have the questions later. We will give you time to ask the questions, right?
Okay, ma'am.
All right.
Harpreet sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, we all know that adapting at a later age, though Mr. Sultan proved that age is just in numbers, but adapting to changes at the later age is difficult. Uh, but our PM proves that thing wrong. He remains connected to the people through various networks. He even started a program like Man Ki Baat. So he remains connected to various people. He is adapted to the social media which at his age, if you see my mother or my father, is also very difficult for them to accept the social media and the
True.
changes. So your views on that?
See, that's very true. Age is just a number. But I will say, be it a younger person or an older person, again, age is just a number. So if Sultan can write a book at this age, if Mark can found his book at such an age, and if our PM can talk to people through Man Ki Baat, so that proves us wrong. Most of the times, people can do anything at any age. So we should not think of numbers, particular in particular age. So if you want to do something, and if you have that zeal, the belief, you can do it. As simple as that. You just need to believe in yourself, have belief, that yes, you can do it. But again, one thing I would like to share with all students of management: never do a thing without the proper research. Research is very important. Research not only with your idea, not only with your idea, but with the market. You need to research what you are giving the people, and you need to research about which category of people you are offering your product to.
Yeah,
It
of
goes,
course. There's a
both
thin
both the
line.
sides. Both the sides are equally important.
Both
uh,
the sides are equally important. Correct.
Research is
There's
very
a
important.
thin line between believing in yourself, having confidence, as well as overconfidence. Again, both the sides, there is a thin line. Okay. Tell me that how publisher plays a role of implementer for any book or for any author.
Kosha, can you repeat this again, please?
Yes. How far publisher plays a role of implementer for any book or any author?
See, implementation of the idea, I will say that it's not our thing to do. Implementation of the books so that people can have it in their hands, that's our job. We are not, we always say we don't support or we don't put us against any idea. That's not a publisher's job. We cannot be partial to any idea, or we cannot be partial to any ideology in terms
Correct.
of politics. If we talk about, okay,
Yeah.
we have to be impartial. So
Yeah.
idea is not our thing. Yes, we need to verify the content. It should be good. It should be quality content. And idea, whatever the idea,
So
it should be
just a minute.
presented in a proper way.
Harpreet sir, just a minute. I
Please.
would request everyone to kindly mute your mics.
All the students, if anybody is on unmute, please mute yourself.
We are having a lot of background noises.
Everyone, just mute yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, fine, fine.
Yeah, please, Harpreet sir, continue. Sir, you unmute yourself.
Sure, I was talking to someone. No worries. We were at implementing. Yes,
Yeah.
implementation. As said, we never go with the idea. We go with the content, and we go with the concept. Okay, how we can have more people to look onto some idea, how we can have more eyes, more minds into any particular book. That's our job.
That's our
Presenting a
point.
book, presenting a product to as many people as we can. If we talk about
Yeah.
publishing, okay,
Yeah.
we don't endorse, we don't go against. As simple as that. We don't endorse any content or any ideology. My personal
Correct.
views could be different. I could support anyone, I could go with anything, but
Yeah.
my personal views should not come into my publishing views.
Publishing. Correct. Okay, that's another lesson which we learned that personal and work should be different. There has to
Totally
be
different, totally different. Though I
totally.
would add one more point. There are many people who don't see you, who don't see your publishing and personal thing as a part. They will compare your views to the views of your publishing company, or any company of you are working at. They will they will see you as a single thing. There are many people. I have many such experiences, but let's cut it short. That would be long, and that would not be apt for sharing it here. But yes, I would request everybody, they should not match my political or any views, my ideologies to my publishing company's ideologies.
Correct. Both ways. The way your personal things should not affect your professional. The professional things should not be used to
Very true,
judge
very
you
true.
perform
If
or
I have published this book, that doesn't mean I support the government, or I am opposing the government.
correct.
I
Correct.
want to keep it away. My personal thing is always away. I can support, and I may not. So that's a different thing. But if
That's a
I'm publishing
different.
this book, that doesn't mean that I have to support the government.
Exactly.
I may be supporting, but I may not be. So, but that's my point, is things should
That's
be
your
different.
choice. Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Sultan, uh, tell us the important question. What tell us from your personal experiences from the book that you have written. In your view, what kind of leader our PM is? His quality, his style, in a brief.
So you all must have known Mr. Modi, or you must have already made a mindset about him. So I would not add to something what your thoughts are, but I would see what I have seen in quite upfront. Okay, the first thing that I've seen from and I've learned from him is that always try to see things in a perspective of everybody. Okay, like we were on our way to our rally. Okay, and I can see that the crowd mood was a little bit down, and it was a little bit, the things were going a bit quite, very very in a normal way. So to beat up the mood, he immediately started, bringing things quite in a different way, some humorous talks. So you need to adjust and adapt immediately, seeing the things that is going around. Don't be quite rigid in your approach. This is the first thing that I've tried to learn, and I've seen him. And the the second thing is that be always grounded. Like, even though he was chief minister at that time and currently he's the prime minister, he used to fear God. He used to do fasts. He never used to do, I mean to say, he like, once you achieve something, then you forget everything, your cultural values, your family values and everything. So he was still the same person that he was. I asked him specifically about your food habits and everything, like what changes has happened since you became a chief minister. From a very normal person, he belonged to a lower middle class or a lower class family. He said nothing has changed. I'm still eating the same khichdi. I'm still eating the same vegetable that I used to eat 20 years down the line. And yes, he has cut down the sweets and everything. So right now, even from my example, as soon as I got the job in 2012, I bought a new iPhone, and I started having credit cards and everything. So this was the learnings that I wanted to pass on to you all, because you are going to become a professional in days to come. So keep your feet grounded and never try to explore things too much in a one go. Okay, and rest other things that I have known, and I got to know more is oration skills. You need to be a master in things that you are trying to do. Like, if you are trying to become a salesperson, become a master of it. He okay, I was in a convoy. Okay, he has to deliver a speech. He never ever read a page, and he just
Correct.
went there and he spoke for 30 minutes and he came back without interruption,
Correct.
without any something like that. So be very perfect in what you are trying to achieve in your life, and then success will definitely come to you. These are some of the
Definitely.
basic things. Yeah.
Yeah, being rooted is one of the major thing which we learn from him. As you said that he eats the same khichdi, he eats the same vegetable. That means his lifestyle is still as simple, but at the same time, when he goes abroad, meets our ministers or prime ministers of other foreign countries, he definitely tries their food. He blends in their culture along with carrying Indian culture with him, so he blends there. Like I had read in one of his interviews that he went to Singapore, and with their prime minister and his wife, they went to a very small street, very small restaurant, Indian restaurant, and had dinner. So though he's as simple, he knows how to carry India when and blend with other cultures as well in other situations as well. This is one of the things which I personally learn and like about him.
let me
Harpreet,
let me
your
add Osha, let me add one more point, just one point here.
yes,
As students we have among us, they
yeah,
can easily realize how important communication skills are.
yeah,
He connects so well with the people that people, even if they want, they cannot avoid him. When he
yes,
starts you know when he starts speaking, no one can
yes,
leave until he finishes the thing. Okay, he never
yes,
reads, he never have a paper in hand. He
yes,
just speaks from heart. And
Correct.
it's, he is so well with the communication, be it Hindi or English, whatever language he speaks, be it Gujarati. So he never stops, and he never read or take any reference from any paper or from any document. So how important the communication skill is, we can have this idea from the personality of our PM.
Correct. And it has happened first time in history that a four-letter word has become a slogan. Modi is just a four-letter word, and it has become a slogan. It has become a thing that is, trust. People's trust that Modi is the solution to our problems. Whether it is right, it may be right to a large extent, but not to everything. But still, people believe that. That is
No,
this power
that's
of.
how you make them believe. The whole
Yes,
idea is about making people you believe. When you
correct.
speak to someone, when you talk to someone, you have to make them believe that you are right.
Right.
That's how management thing goes. You when you are
Correct.
presenting yourself to anyone, you have to make them believe that you are right, you are capable, and you can do it. Your idea is right, and better than the other.
Right.
Ma'am,
Uh,
just a small request. Kosha ma'am,
yes.
just a small request,
Yes.
because we have another session at 12. To request
Yeah.
you to please, yeah, wind up on time, please. Yeah.
Yes. I'll make sure
Thank
that.
you.
Let's have the question from the students.
Yes.
Sure.
Let's have some questions from the
Uh,
students.
good, good, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Good
good
morning.
morning, Brijesh. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm Brajesh. Sir, my question
Good
is from
morning,
Salim,
Brajesh
sir.
Singh
Sultan, sir.
Adiwari.
Sorry.
Please speak up.
Yes, sir. Sir, during my engineering days, me and my friend wrote a book, and it was a very big failure. So, sir, as an technical graduate, that is very tough to elaborate the story like an literature students do. Sir, I am planning to writing a book. Sir, I want to know how can I synchronize my thoughts in a very mannered way that literature students do to writing a book, sir. Please, I want to know these things, because
Yeah, sure.
I talk about myself. Uh, yes, sir,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
I I will tell you. Okay, that's why this book took a decade. Okay, like I wrote something, then after 10 days when I read that thing, I used to think that what rubbish I have written. So Brijesh, same thing will come to you. Like when you write something,
Mhm.
after 10 days
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
when you read it, you will see that, oh man, what I have written. So first thing, be very motivated and be have the self belief that you can make it.
Yes, sir.
And second thing that I would say is that read a lot. I must have read almost 200, 300 books, story
Mhm.
books. Read all the genre that you can read. Read some, articles, read editorial pages, and those readings will inculcate into
Mhm.
you in your writing. And third thing, have good friends.
Uh-huh.
I always had a group of seven to
Yes,
eight
sir.
people whom I used to share my chapters with.
Uh-huh.
Like, hey, have a look. How is my chapter? Please give your feedback. So these are the things that I used to do. And
Okay.
I think there's some
I guess we lost
Just,
him.
give
disconnectivity.
you
Thank you, sir.
feedback.
just,
Have feedback.
just we have a short,
Okay, all right. So we'll just
we have
quickly.
a just short of time.
Yes,
So
yes,
what
yes.
student will
Actually.
do is will post the video on the Facebook page. You can post
Hmm.
your questions there, and I request
Right.
you to Sultan sir and Harpreet ji and Kosha ma'am to please give the answers on the Facebook page. Right,
Sure.
Definitely.
ma'am,
Right.
please give
All
the
right.
word.
All right.
We have another
Okay. Thank
session
you.
at 12
Okay. I'll do that,
in
sir.
the
Okay.
same session.
Yeah, probably we have a
Right.
lot of questions, but we are running short of time because we have next session scheduled at sharp 12. So thank you so much for coming to the Institute on the virtual mode. Looking forward to have you physically also. And it was a wonderful, wonderful session. Other than the basic prerequisites that we require to know about the book, we also learned about the importance of networking, how being optimistic help, grasping everything like our Prime Minister has always been doing, converting every adversity into opportunity. So there is a lot more to be talked about, but yes, due to dearth of time, we need to wind this up right away. So on behalf of Jaipuria Institute of Management, I thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Mr. Sultan. Sorry. Thank you, Miss Kosha, and thank you, Mr. Harpreet. Thank you so much.
It was an honor. Thank
And
you.
all the best for your book. It looks
Thank you.
lovely, and all the best. All the best for
Thank you
that.
so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaipuria
Thank you.
Institute. Read it and give proper feedback, and I look for your feedback. Thanks a lot. Thanks for
Absolutely.
the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And everyone, all the students, please join the next session right away. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.